Hi everyone, this video is for those of you taking English 100 with Professor Marinelli. I know that you're working on a research project and I want to help you out with that. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go to the college homepage, then click on Quick Links, then Library and Chat. And this is our brand new library homepage. On the right hand side, we have what I consider to be the best feature of our library homepage. This is where you get a chance to chat with the librarian. So the only thing you need to do is ask us a question, click Start Chat, and just so you know, this service is available during all hours that the library is open. But of course, you should feel free to also come to the library in person. There will always be a librarian available to help you at the reference desk. Let's click on Research Guides, and let's click on English 100 Marinelli. This is a special guide that we created just for this class. I know that you're reading the book Exit West and you're doing research based on the topics within the book. On the right hand side, if you're studying any of these topics right here, feel free to explore these other research guides. We're going to be navigating through some of the tabs here on the top of the screen. So the first thing you need to do is to ask what sources can you use, what kind of sources your professor will be okay with you using. I know that she's okay with you using books, articles from newspapers, magazines, scholarly journal articles, which are the ones written by experts in the subject. She's okay with you using reliable websites as well. You need to cite your sources according to MLA citation. Now, if you scroll down a little, this is pretty much just telling you that research does take time because you're going to be exploring your topic, and the more you read about it, you're probably going to refine your topic later. And then you have to give enough time for you to write your paper and cite your sources. And one recommendation that I have for you is that you see a tutor to assist you from the Success Center. Let's go ahead and click on Find, Understand Your Topic. And here we have 3 databases. For those of you who've never seen databases before, think about them as a storage place online where you're going to find information, pretty much articles from newspapers, magazines, scholarly journal articles. You're going to find electronic books, which are called ebooks. You're going to find videos, but here it's just for you to get started with your research and have an idea of what your topic is. You're doing background searches. You're not doing any in-depth citation yet. We're going to get to that a little later. If you're trying to have access to these databases from home, it's going to ask you for your student number and your date of birth. And this is pretty much just giving you access to encyclopedias. So instead of using Wikipedia, you would use this database because it's going to give you reliable information. So if I'm studying immigration, that's what I'm going to type right here. Then I'll click on the magnifying glass. And I suggest that you look for articles that were published within the last 10 years. And sometimes you're going to see that the titles of these publications are the same, but it's okay because they come from different sources. So if you're interested in any of those, click on the title. Then right here on the right hand side, if you like the article, you have the option of emailing it to you, which I always recommend that you do. Put your email down, click send, you're going to get your article and the citation. If you also want to just take a look at the citation, you can scroll all the way down and just copy and paste the citation from the bottom of the article. Just be sure to double check the citation because sometimes it's not 100% accurate. All right, so next we're going to go to opposing viewpoints in context. And here I'm going to look for information about women's rights. So I'll click Browse Issues. This is in alphabetical order. I'll click on Women's Rights. I can click Read More to take a look at this initial article here. Again, feel free to email it to you. And then I have other options right here if I see anything else that may interest me, I can go ahead and email those articles to myself. You can spend quite a bit of time here because this database has a lot to offer. The next database is Issues and Controversies. We're going to click on all issues A through Z. And I'm going to look for information about refugees. What I really like about this database is that many times it's going to raise a question and show the supporters and opponents of that idea. So there's an article here called "Should Europe and the United States Accept More Refugees from the Middle East and Africa?" Click on the title. So here's my full article. I can click the Cite button only. Make sure that you select MLA. You can copy and paste the citation. Just make sure that you double check the citation because sometimes the databases, they do a good job in general, but sometimes it's not perfect. So here it's supposed to be indented 5 spaces. You can also click share and email the article to you. All right, next we're going to go to Find Books. There are a couple of books listed here that are in print, so they are available at the library. This is giving you the call number, so you can ask a librarian to help you locate them if you're interested in any of those. And here is the link that you can have access to ebooks. So we're going to click on Library Catalog. If I'm looking for information about border security, I will just go ahead and click on the magnifying glass. And here I'm going to have access to films and books in print and books available online. But because this is an online class, let's go ahead and click Available Online. Otherwise, you're going to get some other books that will be located here at the library. So I'll click Available Online. And then under Resource Type, I'm going to select Books. And if I want to have access to any of these books, I can go ahead and click Available Online. It's going to ask you to log in with your student number and your date of birth. And if you click on the link, it's going to give you full access and you can go straight to the chapters and sections of the book that you're interested in. The nice thing about it is that the system also offers the citation for you. So the next tab is the Find Articles tab. There are a few other databases that you can explore. I'm going to show you a couple of them. I'm going to get started with Academic Search Complete. So if I'm interested in how religion shapes women and the dress code, you have to make sure that you just don't put an entire sentence right here. You have to make sure that you only enter keywords. So if I just type women and click search, I'm going to find way too many articles where I don't have time to read them all, so I need to make sure that my strategy is good, which is not at the moment. On the left-hand side, I'm going to limit this to full text. And when I do that, I tell the database that I only want to read the articles available for us right here, right now. And then I have to combine keywords together. I'm going to type "and religion." And that's going to make sure that our number is going to go down significantly here, which means that we're getting closer to what we're looking for, hopefully. At this time, I can start browsing to see what kind of articles I'm getting. If it's an academic journal article, those are the articles written by experts in the subject. They tend to be long. This one is 30 pages long. If it's a periodical, it means that it comes from a newspaper or a magazine. So I can keep pushing this more if I want to. So maybe dress code. Click search again. All right, this time we found 23 articles. If I'm interested in any of these articles, first of all, take a look at the subjects right here, because you may want to get ideas from this subjects to plug right here. You can pretty much play with these keywords as much as you want to. You're not going to break the database. I'm going to click on the title. So the keywords, the subject terms are going to be listed here. You're going to find the abstract, which is the summary of the article. In this case, you have to click on PDF to view the article. Sometimes if you just scroll down, you see the article here as well. If you like this, click on email. Make sure that you don't forget the step and click citation format, then MLA. Put your email down, click send. This way, when you get your article, you're going to get the citation with it as well. Now, let me copy the strategy we used right here. Let's go to U.S. Major Daily. So this is going to give you access to the major U.S. newspapers, LA Times, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. This database is kind of similar to the other one. There's the full text button here. I'm going to paste the strategy we used before. Click on the magnifying glass. On the left-hand side, maybe I want to select newspapers only. Then I can go ahead and click on the titles to read the article. This is a very short one. So maybe you're going to find some other ones. Okay, so if you see something you like, go ahead, and this time around you have to click on all options, click email, make sure that you click include bibliographic citation at the end. Put your email down, your name, click continue. That way you will get the article and the citation. So the last thing I want to show you is Canopy videos. Click on this link. And this became a very popular database during the pandemic. This is going to give you access to films and documentaries. You can click search. So maybe you're going to look for information about Civil War. If you see anything of interest to you, go ahead and click see more. You can hit play, and the nice thing about it is that if you click on share, it also provides the MLA citation to you. So I want to stop right here. I covered quite a bit. And just again, make sure that you see a librarian either in person or via chat. We are here to assist you. I don't want to see you struggling, okay? And that's what we're here for, just to help you. Good luck with everything.